Hi, I'm John Becker, here to introduce you to Chapter 12, Conservation Easements, Valuing Property Subject to a Qualified Conservation Contribution. Farm and forest landowners over the years have been given a variety of different opportunities to impact on the value of their property if the property owners are willing to give up certain rights or opportunities in relationship to their property. Farm landowners, for example, in Pennsylvania and many other states, have been given the opportunity to sell a conservation easement on their property that limits the use of their property to only ag or other limited agricultural related uses. In return, the landowners would be paid for the value of the easement that they have given away. Other property owners on other programs that don't involve the purchase of an easement have been given the opportunity to donate a conservation easement. Same kinds of restrictions apply to the impact on the property owner. The property owner is willing to give up some rights in relationship to how the property is used, both then and in the future, and in return there's a particular benefit to the property owner. If the person or the entity that receives the conservation easement is a qualified charitable organization, then that particular property owner might be entitled to a charitable deduction for their federal income tax as well as their state income tax. So what we're going to explore in this particular chapter is what the concept of a conservation easement is, what are some of the requirements to create a conservation easement, the impacts that applies to a property owner, but in particular we're going to focus on the question of what are the requirements for the donation of a conservation easement. This can apply to either farmland or forest land, could apply to open space property, or even to any particular property owner who has a piece of property that they want to be able to donate for some particular conservation purpose, whether it be public recreation, species protection, habitat preservation, general environmental protection. All of these are the kinds of things that generally find their way into the concept or the discussion of conservation easements. So we're going to explore the concept, the idea, the impact, but then principally focus on the question of what are some of the requirements that apply to an individual who may donate a conservation easement, and what does that property owner and the entity that's going to hold the conservation easement, what do they need to do in order to qualify that individual for the charitable deduction tax purpose or tax benefit that is the objective in terms of creating the conservation easement. Good luck with Chapter 12.